All right, joining us now, yet another first-time head coach in the National Football League. I told him congratulations. I don't know. Once you get into the job, maybe it's the dog that caught the car. Maybe I didn't want this job. He'll find out. We'll find out. Joe Brady, Bills head coach. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great. That's not the case right now.
Well, no, this is great. It's fun. This is what, and I'm kidding. This is what you.
Yeah.
This is what you. We all find those positions from time to time where we get the thing we wanted, and then it's like there are going to be moments where it's like, I don't know that I should have wanted this, but you're ready to go. I can tell. When did you know for the first time that you could be an NFL head coach? At what point in your life did that light go off?
Look, I don't know if it was ever like a moment where I was like, man, I can do this. It was just more of everywhere I've been, I've always had the mindset like, look, let me just be the best at the job I can do, and be where my feet are. And I think once you start calling it and you're an offensive coordinator and you kind of are in the know and kind of getting included in with the coordinator or with the head coach, you kind of get a feel of how things are kind of going, and you think, look, man, if opportunity comes, I'll be ready to go for this.
And as that process happens, you're just getting an idea behind the curtain how it all works, and that's part of, I guess, the overall preparation, the apprenticeship, where, okay, I know how to do this when my opportunity arises.
Yeah, because the reality, right, like the only way to become a head coach is to be a head coach, right? The only way to get the experience, right? It was the same thing until you call plays. You don't have the experience until you're calling the plays, right? And so I've said, look, I'm as ready as I possibly can be right now to be a head football coach.
Take me to the moment where you get the word that you're getting the job. Mm-hmm. Who told you, and how did it feel when you heard it?
Mr. Pegula told me, it was. I didn't know if he was full transparency. I didn't know if he was still asking me questions, like if it was one of those, when you get the job, or one of those. I wasn't expecting it, but look, it was obviously everything I wanted at that moment, and went home, told my wife, and then I was back to the office and got to work. So that was the exciting part.
Biggest difference so far between being a coordinator and being a head coach?
I think it's the amount of interactions and different type of communication you have throughout the day, and being able to balance understanding from, call it 7 a.m. till whatever time people are still in the office. You're being, you're almost like a car wash in a sense, and just making sure just balancing your time as much as possible.
What do you think the number one reason is that you got the job?
Look, it's a great question, right? That's a question for Mr. Pegula. All I know is hey, the vision that I see for our organization moving forward kind of fit the alignment that Bean and Mr. Pegula kind of wanted, and I try not to kind of reflect on. I understand the expectations that come with this job, right? But I got a lot of respect for I was a part of this, but I've tried not to think about all the reasons from that perspective.
Well, give me a little taste of that vision then. What's the vision you laid out for Pegula and Bean that helped you get the job?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest thing is just understanding the alignment between, it starts at the top, right, and making sure that there's not daylight between Bean and myself that the players might feel, or or there's not daylight between myself and the coaches or Josh, and that's not saying there was. That's just saying that as the head coach and now the play caller with Josh Allen, that we're attached at the hip, and that every decision that we're going to make in this organization is going to be with Josh in mind, and doing what we can to get him everything that he deserves.
I don't know that a next level is possible for Josh Allen, but if there is a next level, what would it be?
Yeah, I think there is, right? And he'll admit it too. Like I said, he came off his MVP season and came in and was like, look, man, I left a lot out there. And that's rewarding as a coach to, when the greats know that they left stuff out there, and there is room for improvement, and I think he's evolved his game, and you've seen improvement from him year in and year out. And I think it might just not be in the way that some people naturally might want it to look, but I think he's playing the most efficient of his career. I think he's understanding what it's taken. He's finding ways to win football games, and he doesn't care about anything else. And I think there's a lot of power in that.
I asked Brandon about Tyreek Hill. He's a free agent. He's available to anyone. Is that a guy that you're interested in acquiring if the money would work and the cap stuff would work and everything else falls together and he's healthy? Is that a guy you would want?
Look, I think I think something with us in Buffalo is we are going to approach everybody the same, right? If you're a free agent, you're a draft pick. We're not going to. I told the scouts in the college process, I said, let's not eliminate anybody. Let's look at it. And Beans, we've gone to the playoffs a lot of years. Brandon Bean is our general manager, right? He understands how to build a roster and how to put together, how to handle the salary cap, and a lot of good communication, through that.
Not that you've had a lot of time to go out and about in the community, but to the extent you have, how have things changed now that you're the coach?
Look, one thing about Buffalo is you could be the I remember my first day as the quarterback coach, I went to a spot and someone came up and said hello to me, and I was issued, it was just after COVID, I was still wearing a mask. Like in Buffalo, it's
they know who you are, for better or worse.
And you love it, and that's the pride that I have in being a part of that city, and you got to love it, and the everything I want is what they want, right? And that's what's a lot of fun.
And you're stepping into a team with so much history, the 4 straight Super Bowl appearances, no championship. Recent years, Brandon and I were talking about this earlier, it's like every year there's some crazy thing happens to end the playoff run and send you back to 0-0. How much of that is good pressure? How much of it can become kind of like debilitating, I'm letting the past weigh on me too much?
Yeah.
Is there a sweet spot between embracing past struggles and not letting them completely drag you down?
Yeah, I think, no, absolutely. You want to learn from all of these, right? Like I was a part of the Minneapolis Miracle in Minnesota, New Orleans. I was a part of the PI. I've been a part of some of these games. I'm like, man, this is, but it's
great. The Saints did that every year. It was something crazy every year, and they kept coming back.
And but I think the biggest thing is that we don't get to pick up where we left off, right? Like this year, I'm going to be one. It's a different person up at the front speaking, but regardless, there's a lot of guys in that room that weren't a part of the struggle or the finish how it was last year. So to think that I have to approach the team in a manner of how we finished the season, that's not fair to the guys. And so we're learning from the experiences. There's going to be opportunities. There's play calls that I want back from that, but we're 0-0, and we got to start over, because if we think we can pick up in the playoffs, then our season won't end the way we want it to.
Well, that's surprising. I think so many teams have that urgency to get back to the postseason, but it's still a struggle to get there. You still got to win plenty of games to earn that spot.
It's hard. And when you don't win, I think you can have a tendency that it's like, oh, it was just a player or a play. Like there's so many things that go into it. And when you take a sec to actually debrief and go back through and figure out the why and whatnot, because if you think it's just a player, then you're just saying, hey, Bean, you got to go get me a player. If you think it's a player, then I'm saying, hey, you got to go do something different than I'm asking you to normally do, right? I just need, but it's hard to get to the playoffs, right? And I hope we're not changing when we get to the playoffs.
How much time have you spent in the new stadium?
I've never stepped foot in it.
Wow. Well, it looks nice from what I've seen. You're gonna spend a lot of time there coming up pretty soon. So you'll see Joe Brady on the sidelines when the Bills open the season, maybe on a football night in America, Sunday night football game on NBC. Who knows? Not for us to decide. Joe, thanks for some of your time. Congratulations.
Thanks Mike.
We'll be back with more from the Scouting Combine. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.